Now that we've covered qualifications, let's review required documentation. Here, we're going to cover what you need to collect under each criteria. Residency in a disproportionately impacted area. Applicants may provide multiple forms of documentation that prove residency in a DIA for any of the 5 out of the past 10 years. The years do not need to be consecutive, but the documentation must cover at least 5 years. Accepted forms of documentation include, but are not limited to, a Massachusetts driver's license or a Massachusetts ID card, a signed lease agreement that includes the applicant's name, a residential property deed that includes the applicant's name, housing authority records, bank records, utility records, which identifies the energy and water use. You can find other acceptable forms of documentation on our website. Please note that documentation that is not listed may be considered at the Commission's discretion. In addition to the proof of residency in a DIA, you must also provide documentation that proves your household income does not exceed 400% of the area median income in your city or town, such as your previous year's tax IRS transcript. If you qualify under either criteria 2 or 3, conviction for an offense under MGL Chapter 94C, or a continuance without a finding, and residency in Massachusetts for at least the past 12 months, or providing proof that you were married to or the child of an individual who was convicted of a drug offense under MGL Chapter 94C, or a continuance without a finding, you will need to provide the following documentation. Documentation that demonstrates that you have lived in Massachusetts for at least the past year. This can consist of a single document or multiple documents, but must account for an entire 12-month period. Applicants should be prepared to provide a narrative of either their own personal drug conviction or the description of the conviction of their spouse or parent. Economic Empowerment Priority Applicants. Our previously certified Economic Empowerment Priority applicants should be prepared to provide their identification number that was provided at the time of an approved EEA status. Applicants are eligible to join the SEP program if they satisfied one or more of the following criteria when they were approved for EEA status. Residency in a disproportionately impacted area for at least 5 out of the 10 past years. Experience in one or more of the previous positions where the primary population served was disproportionately impacted, or where the primary responsibilities included economic education, resource provision or empowerment to disproportionately impacted individuals or communities. Of Black, African American, Hispanic, or Latino descent, or demonstration of previous experience in business practices that promote economic empowerment in areas of disproportionate impact. Now that you have all your qualifying documentation, you will want to visit the next video in our series about how to apply. To learn more, visit masscannabiscontrol.com/equity.